Craven Bets here on Texas Football Today with our financial advisor and college football insider, Mike Craven, here in Craven's Corner, because on this corner,
we make money.
And we've been making money, my friend.
We have been making money, yeah.
This is, I don't want to use the word heater, but so far, this segment has been a rousing success.
Yeah, if you've bet $100 on every game we've picked so far, you're up $830. So
seems good.
We're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, things are going great. So take this to the bank. This is not financial advice. I'm required by law to tell you that this is not financial advice.
Still in Texas.
Still in Texas, that's right. But we can fix that anytime we want, Gov. Let's start. Pickle, where are we going?
We are starting where college game day will be this week. Who would have thought that? You're taking TCU -6.5 against Kansas.
I need to speak as a Missouri grad for a moment, so grain of salt when I say this. I also just like TCU. I think this is easy money.
It feels like it, which usually is a kiss of death, right? I mean, the casinos keep getting bigger and my house is the same size. So it feels like one of those lines that is overreactive to how well Kansas has been. They're the darling, story. But I did read that TCU -6.5 has more money on it than any other bet in college football this year. So that makes me a little nervous because when the public's on something, I tend to try to fade them. But TCU was excellent last week. I think they're a Big 12 contender. I just don't know if Kansas is right there. You have game day in town. Do they have a letdown? Does it become a little bit too much for a Kansas team that's not used to this type of success? I think TCU's poised to go on a little bit of a run.
This is also, did this open lower?
Yeah, it was like 7.5.
Okay.
So it's moved down.
Okay. I would just also say that this is pretty clearly the best team Kansas has played. Yeah. TCU is pretty clearly the best team Kansas has played. That the win, they don't need to apologize for any of their wins, but I do think that this is going to be like a significant step up in competition. How do they handle the moment? We'll find out. What's next, Pickle?
Up next, let's go over to the American. Houston, you like them +3 against Memphis, at Memphis.
Listen, man, I salute you. You are you're a man of conviction,
right?
And you will go down with this shit.
Yeah, I will. Some of this is because I'm eight games over 500.
If you're chasing, this might be a different conversation.
Houston can't be this bad. I know for a fact Memphis isn't that good. So this feels like a pick'em game. Memphis is getting some points for being at home. If Houston's going to wake up and turn this around at all, it has to be this week. They were getting booed by their home crowd going into overtime last week. Got beat by a third-string quarterback. Seth Hennigan's pretty good, so I'm talking myself out of my bet as we're on.
I was going to say somewhere
as we're on
Seth Hennigan
camera.
is sitting here going, nah.
Yeah. However, though,
this guy.
it has to be this week. Like they're a better football team than 2-4. It's hard for me to imagine them sitting at that point. I think they rally. It's kind of an us against the world. Even the newspapers kind of writing articles about if Dana Holgerson's safe. I think they rally to play a good game.
I think you're right. The biggest advantage that Houston has in this game is, I hate to say a narrative one, but like their backs are against the wall in this game. And if they go to 2-4, like the seams really start to fray there at Houston. So there's a lot riding on this.
If they go 2-4, they're on their way to their third losing season in 4 years under Dana Holgerson, going into the Big 12. So I feel like this is a pretty big, important game for that coaching staff.
So they better cover 3. What's next, Pickle?
Up next, we're headed to the SEC game that has all eyes on it every single year. Texas A&M versus Bama. You're setting the over at 51.5.
So I want to say the line's somewhere around 26 right now.
Started at 20, it started at 17.5 and has moved up to above 25.
That's too rich for me. I'll be honest on that. I would just stay away from that. But I do like this over.
Yeah, because I feel like Bama's going to score 40.
Yeah.
Like Nick Saban's going to run this up if he can. Jimbo Fisher's going to do anything he can to score at least some points. If Haynes Kings plays, maybe his running ability and his just speed allows for a few shots. Devon Achane or that defense probably scores a touchdown, special teams or defensively. So I think A&M gets to 14. I think they get beat by 30 points, and this thing is about a 55, 58 over.
The other thing I like about this over is both of these teams are not going to take their foot off the gas.
Right.
If Alabama's up 48-0, they're going to keep their ones in the game, and they're going to keep running their offense. So that's kind of, for me, why the over does feel like the play here. And finally, Pickle.
We head out to the Big 12 as Texas Tech is going up against the Pokes of Oklahoma State. You like Tech +9.
This is an interesting game, and yeah, +9 does feel a little rich. Oklahoma State, again, looked really good last week, and Tech came off of a loss where they turned the ball over too much, basically. But I don't know. This does feel like one of those, as you've said, overreactive line here.
Yeah, I don't trust Mike Gundy's team to handle success all that well. They're good for one of these type of games a year. Texas Tech 0-2 on the road. They've lost the turnover margin 4-1 in each of those road games. I feel like they play a cleaner game this week. I don't think they win this game. I think they keep it close. Oklahoma State's due for one of those sloppy games that makes it interesting into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that seems about right. Seems like on brand for Oklahoma State under Mike Gundy. That's it. That's Craven Bets here with our financial advisor, Mike Craven, here in Craven's Corner, because on this corner,
we make money.